G's all day. Good Lord, mama praying on the knees all day.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Here we go now. Green 39, green 39. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Though certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
Here's Mayfield. Now he'll escape to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for the Bengals. 53 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They go play action here on 1st down. Going for it all. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
3.5 to go, 1st quarter. Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Boyd. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to take a 1st quarter lead. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 7-0. Bullock out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're 1st place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least... The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Gone! Detroit!
Mayfield now. And the pressure gets to him again. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this 1st quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Watching now, Barney.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you run into big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
They'll set up the screen here to mix it. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
The first carry for the second-year man, Joe Mixon. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
368! 368!
So they are going for it. Now Dalton, flush to his right. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Down carry here for Johnson. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Johnson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, they'll run with Chubb. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Gun! 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 Gun!
They go with Chubb on second down. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Watch it now, Barney!
Following the penalty, Chubb. And a solid run down inside the 30. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Detroit!
Mayfield. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
Detroit!
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals will get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jamie Collins in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw here, Dalton. Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Regular. 52-44. Get ready for 57 over there.
To throw on 3rd down. Dalton. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Higgins. A good pickup there, a 22.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
They pitch it out to Johnson. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit! Detroit! Watching that, Barney! Barney!
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. In trouble, and he's taken down. Geno Atkins. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! 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 Over, 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 over!
From the gun, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Underneath for Johnson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Mayfield looks to throw. Oh, look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And again, it's Mayfield. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Hurry up. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup.
2 by 2. Move.
First and 10 for Dalton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. On 3rd down, Dalton voids the target and he has it over the middle. And he'll go down at the 28. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on fourth. They run for it with Mixon. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Watch it now, Barney.
Second down, Mayfield. Flushed out right. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Mayfield now on second down. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down. The Browns on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
To throw, Mayfield. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Mayfield to throw it. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins. And it's third down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball. And we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Browns on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney.
Mayfield with it once more. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And it's intercepted at the goal line. William Jackson with a pick. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
2 by 2. Move. We got three. We go. Cam.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
They've got to do a better job up front and create some space because they're right there, almost literally on their own goal line.
Just a couple of feet away from a safety. That could have been disastrous.
93, 52, 93, 44.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
52-44. Get ready for 57 over there.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Now Landry. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there. And both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Gone!
Mayfield now from the 50. They still can't get it. And now running right through it. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
And another example of why Baker Mayfield went #1 in the draft. His ability to confound defensive coordinators. They played him for the pass. They covered it well. He takes off with his legs and scrambles for a big gain.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Boo, Landy!
Working out of the gun. Mayfield dumping it off for Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And it's a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few...
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Returning it, John Ross. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
We're good.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Dalton here from the gun. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. Andy Dalton now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And Dalton to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Boyd. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Well, there's that man again. It's complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball. And
looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. There he goes right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And now here's Ross. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Dalton right back on the horse after the pick 6. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Over here, over here. You're good. Lady,
2nd and 10. Dalton once more. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throw left side, complete to Ross. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now, let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for Cleveland. 49 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
And you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Jesse Bates, the rookie safety, his first pick in the league. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 13. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Caught Eifert over the middle. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Stepping up. He's going to keep it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Browns on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 8.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Brashad Perriman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now Ross to return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Dalton throwing on second down. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Lead! 318! 368!
53, check 53.
Nice. Go. We're good. There you go. 368.
Mike, 53. Mike. I got him.
It's do or die for Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Browns, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
look in the mirror, how could you face that? Mask on, don't even know where my face at. Plenty don't even know where waist at. All these in the room, how could you waste that? Huh? Why would you chase that? It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. No matter what, I'ma stay black. It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. Need more jewelry. What I tell myself as I'm writing my eulogy. Ask the mirror, how you put up with this foolery? It reply, how you put up with this song and dance, all this buffoonery. Long romance, death, what it do to me? Yeah, Yamagini dream was a nightmare. He was dancing with the devil for his life, yeah.